one. It kind of looks like the number one, or a capital I without the extra marks there. It's Isa. It's Isa. The literal word means ice, and it represents standstill. That was the word that's on my little decoder sheet that I got, standstill. So when we think about ice and we think about staying still, we can think about those things that freeze us into place. We can think about those things that keep us stuck, feeling stuck in life, or like we're just limited and cannot move beyond where we're at. What's important to realize about ice is that just because it looks very still on the outside, it doesn't mean that things aren't happening on the inside. So just like we can see ice cover a tree, it doesn't mean the tree dies. It just means it gets to rest. It gets to rest and it gets to reflect in the stillness. And for many of us that are drawn to this path and this work, it is not a matter of we're not there yet. It's a matter of we're already freaking there and we're so busy running ahead. It's important to stop and be still. And in that standstill, you can discover more truths, more energy, more perspectives. You can rest, you can recharge. And it can also, if we look at it like, if we look at this as an unfolding story instead of just the individual rune, we can look at in this past experience, what you have been going through has been keeping you stuck, or you've been feeling like you're at a standstill. So this doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean that you're stuck. It just means life is keeping you here for a reason. So opposed to struggling against it, as we may be inclined to do because we like that motion and that movement and we're used to it, if we're stuck in a pattern, if we're stuck in a rhythm, if we find ourselves frozen, it's an opportunity to shift the way that we experience that, as y'all hear me say all the time. Let me know how that's resonating with you. This standstill, this feeling stuck, this ability to rest and to recharge and not stuck, frozen, incapable of movement, but instead looks solid on the outside, lots happening on the inside. And a lot of our stillness is extremely productive because in that standstill, in that stillness, you can start to see things from different perspectives. It can also be symbolic of being like stuck or feeling like being stuck. So if you are feeling stuckness, then I would invite you to reflect over how can I rest? How can I nourish? And what can I reflect? What can I observe around me as I'm in this stillness, in this stuck place? Because you can take stuck over to stillness pretty easily. So rest, recharge, look around before moving on. Take time, that meditative time, self-preserving, nurturing, and rest and know that life is happening below the surface. It's taking a pause before taking action again. So it's asking you to rest and know that life is still happening underneath the stillness. So you don't have to always be in action in order to move things forward.